Alright guys, we are back today with the 2007 F150 here. And as you can see from the last video, if you're watching these videos closely, it's changed quite a bit. But anyhow, long story short, I don't own the truck anymore. I sold it to my dad, who sold the Jeep Wrangler back in the spring, thus leaving a 4x4 vehicle to be needed. And at that point I found out I really didn't use the truck. I didn't love it. I liked it, but I just didn't love it. So I ended up selling it to him. Obviously, it's in good hands, as you can see. If he didn't buy it, I probably would have just held on to it. Obviously, I probably wouldn't have done everything as far as the mods have gone to it, but that's just me. But looking at it here, guys, my dad owns this truck now, and he's done quite a bit of upgrades to it for a cheaper 4x4. This just fills the void of the Jeep so much better. It's definitely a much comfortable, more reliable vehicle, something you can just get in and go. So it doesn't get driven a lot. It's just an extra vehicle, so if you need a truck, it's there. But that's what this thing does best. It just starts up every time. Over the year I've had it, and we've had it. But yeah, guys, we've got about 12,000 on it in this ownership or so. So it's probably only moved about 2,000 miles this year. Well, other than the road trip I took, so it's probably only moved about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 miles this year, which is on par to the Jeep we had. So I'm looking at it, as you can see, it's got wheels and tires on it. We put wheels and tires on it. They look really good. These are some race line wheels. I don't know much about aftermarket wheels, but they're race lines, whatever that means. They're riding on some Mastercraft Corsair AXT2 tires. I gotta say, I wasn't looking forward to the ride quality of this, but I have to say it really dramatically improved the ride quality, surprisingly, over the Michelins I had. And those were obviously 20-inch wheels, the stock ones, so I'm sure a lot more sidewall helps. It also has new front struts and new shocks in the rear. It also has a 2-inch leveling kit, so as you can see, the truck is pretty much level. Maybe the ass could go a little higher, but I really think it sits good. It's not obnoxiously high. It just looks good. See, it's got some new shocks back here. So whatever, they're upgraded, but they do ride really good, and the truck rides really good now. Surprisingly, we were able to keep the rear mud flaps. The front ones had to go, just for the fenders. I think they do rub a little bit when you're backing up, but maybe they don't. I don't know. The mud flaps had to come off because they rubbed. It's got some new running boards on it. He put those on as well. They're kind of like a Raptor style running board. They're aluminum, powder coated, so they're never going to rust. I think it looks right. It's just appropriate enough for this 2007 truck. It really does look good with the tint and everything. So we'll work our way over here. It's due to get a re-undercoating. Though it really never got driven last winter in my ownership, but so it's pretty much rust free. As you know, it's from Florida. He also installed a backup camera right there, an integrated OEM style backup camera. I believe this is from the last video. I put a strut on the back. So and coming back there, just your drop-in bed liner from Ford, but he said it's pretty much corrosion free. So just have the power sliding back window. And coming to the good part of this truck, really, as far as things that have changed from the last video, it's got a Magnaflow exhaust system. It's their most quiet performance exhaust, so it's got a little bit of rumble. You'll hear it in a minute here, but it is a full exhaust system. So as you can see, it looks pretty good if you can see anything under there. Nothing's really changed for the interior aside from the radio, but looking at it, I think this is from backing out of the garage. Just a tight little squeeze there. That'll come right off. But yeah, looking at it again, guys, I really think it couldn't have turned out better. It really did look good. It does look good. Let's put some new headlight housings in as well. The other ones were getting kind of faded. As you can see, they're kind of cheap, so they do get condensation. Unfortunately, it does dry out though when the sun hits it, so it is what it is. But they do look good. I have to say the dark housings really do look good with the new trim, the wheel trim, the black wheels and whatnot. So maybe we can see under here. If you look closely, you can see some headers right there. I think those are short tube headers. So we put some new headers on it, so it doesn't have the lifter, not the lifter tick, but it doesn't have the exhaust manifold leak anymore. Those manifolds were cracked. They were cracked bad. So I guess we'll come over to the interior real fast and check it out. Like I said, nothing's really changed to the interior, other than this new head unit. It's a dual head unit, so it's kind of a lower end, but it's got CarPlay, and that's what he wanted. So I have no complaints with it. It does work pretty good for what it is. You can hear that little rumble when you start it up. 152, 112 is what it has on it now. It's probably not going to go up a whole lot, probably by the next video next year. These wheels do not have the TPMF sensors in them, but you know, it's a 07. It's really not worth it in our eyes. So yeah, that's what it is. It's got a CarPlay head unit, and I think that's it for the interior. I upgraded the interior lights to LEDs, just considering that these burned out, so I just put LEDs in them. So in typical Ford fashion, it's got that power steering whine, but other than that, over the whine, you can really hear that nice exhaust in the headers, and well, you'll see. Upgraded the headlights to some Sylvania ZXEs. So under the hood here, you see there's an intake on it now, AFE cold air intake. Got a throttle body spacer as well. Whether that helps or not, I don't know, but I will tell you, between the intake, the new headers down there, and the exhaust system, the truck is considerably quicker, throatier, and just drives a lot better, really. So everything that's been done to this has been done with taste, I'd say, in mind. Just looking at it, you can see there's nothing too out of the ordinary with it. It just looks enough to set it apart, you know, from the rest of the stock trucks. So it's got new brake rotors all the way around. Those are probably got a couple thousand on them. I had replaced these back last year, so it just sits in the garage at this point. It really doesn't get driven a whole lot. It's just a nice truck you can get in. Listen to that Magnaflow exhaust right there. Not loud or obnoxious at all. Like I said, just gives you enough throatiness. At the 5.4 Triton, you know, say what you will about these, but they're really hit or miss, and I really think this is a good one. We'll see, but it's been a good, reliable truck as of now. So also got new spark plugs and coil packs, I want to say. We'll give one last rev here. Guys, we're gonna end it here. Just a quick update of the F150. It's not gone, it's just not my name anymore. So as usual, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you all later.